My name is Neil Bosdet. I got licensed in 2012 in Victoria as a realtor. I started the journey later in life, but I always knew that I should become one. But I didn't start at Royal LePage. I had several ties to another brokerage that shall remain nameless. And I just thought I belonged there. Really didn't do a lot of research. And I think this is something that maybe quite a few realtors are guilty of. And guilty just by belief that you belong in a certain place. Started there, I was there for 7 months, did not do a transaction, had zero assistance becoming an agent or understanding what my position was, and I was struggling. I had a meeting with the managing brokers and they knew that I was struggling, but they were not prepared to help. And they suggested, you should check out Royal LePage. They really are the only company in Greater Victoria that really helps new agents get going. And that still holds true to today. So I took their advice. This time I interviewed a couple of agencies, but I came to Royal LePage. That was in December 1st of 2012. I remember these dates because they're important. My journey then took off. They gave me tools and some help getting going, understanding what I was doing. And I applied myself very, very hard. And I became really, really successful. I've been in the top 1 or 2% in Canada for the past 10 years. The normal process for agents is to start at a company like Royal LePage, and maybe you go off to the company I started with later in life, once you get going and understand what you're doing. I'm there now. Why in the world would you leave this company? I look for two things realistically I look for more than that, but you want really good mentorship, support, training when you start out, because really everyone, or at least most people, think they know what they're doing and it's going to be okay. Not. It's actually quite difficult. Then once you get going, you want the support to keep that rolling. Then beyond that, once you're good and established, I am good and established, and I no longer really need any training or support other than back-end support. Why do you stay? Well, what do you want in real estate? You want a constant supply of leads, and we want to make referral partners. Nobody better in Canada than Royal LePage, Canadian-based company. They do conferences every year across Canada. You make connections. It's phenomenal. So there's just no way I'd ever leave. And you're actually not allowed to show that to the owners of the company, because that'll just ruin my negotiating strategy with them. So the three things that I love most about Royal LePage and find the most valuable with Royal LePage Coast Capital Realty here in Greater Victoria, I'm speaking about this office. Well, I guess you could speak about national as well. The Burns family that own this company are unbelievable. When I first started in real estate, I thought it would be cool to own your own brokerage, and I thought one day I would. My father actually owned his own brokerage. He opened the first Century 21 office back in the 70s in Victoria. And I thought that would be cool. I thought that would be interesting to do that. It would be an evolution. And then I saw what they do. No. I'm staying in my lane. I love real estate, and they can do that. That's not my gig. So the support, the ownership team is amazing. They're wonderful people. They run a very, very good company, and they listen to you should you have concerns or suggestions. The managing broker side of things, they are reachable, which is a common complaint that I hear from other agents. They can never reach their managing brokers. There's rarely a time that the phone is not answered, anytime that I call. So it's really wonderful having that support. You get into a pickle, you're writing a contract, you're doing something where you either want to stay out of jail, realtor jail, it's a real thing, or you want to simply do things correctly to avoid having to fix things at a later date. You want to call your managing broker, and they answer and they respond. It's really good, and they have answers. It's really good. So I love that about Royal LePage Coast Capital Realty. Nationally, Royal LePage, Canadian company based in Canada. Everything's Canada, right across Canada. It's phenomenal. The culture within Royal LePage is, I think, unique. I'm digressing, but this is really actually quite important. This is probably one of the things that I love absolutely most nationally. The culture of Royal LePage is unique. The slogan of Royal LePage is helping you is what we do. That is internal as well. I swear to God, I could pick up the phone a random office in any province and anywhere in Canada. They don't know me from a hole in the ground. I could ask to speak to an agent, get that person on the phone, introduce myself, and ask them for some advice. They're going to give it. It is an amazing company, just phenomenal. In order to succeed with a real estate career, if you're contemplating one right now, there's several things that are going to help, and some of them you're not going to want to hear. Until you get going, you need to be available. And that doesn't mean 24/7 like we tend to say to people, but it does mean answer your phone. It does mean check your emails. And I check them probably every 30 seconds, but every 15 minutes or so. I mean, it sounds ridiculous. Some people don't. Some people respond in a day or two. Won't work in real estate. You will not be successful. If you're able to later in life tone that down, great, good on you. I've been around for a long time now, and I still, I've just had it surgically removed from my hip, but it's going back on later today. You need to know your stuff. The course, you're going to learn, if you're at the stage of the course, you're going to learn all kinds of things that probably won't be that useful in the future, unfortunately, like mortgage calculations. You'll never do them. But the part on legal, oh my God, day in, day out, you need to know your legal stuff. You'll hear comments about going to realtor jail or staying out of realtor jail, and that's what that is a euphemism on how we police ourselves and how we are policed and doing things well. We have fiduciary duties to our clients, and we really all take them very, very seriously. So you got to know your stuff, you got to have a decent work ethic, and then you've got to find a system for finding people looking to buy or sell real estate. Once you find something that is generating some results, you have to stay true to it and continuous. You can't let it lapse. Finding leads, I've always used the term filling the hopper. Think of a big coffee grinder at your coffee shop. You walk up to the counter and it's full of those beans. If they let the beans run out, the store is out of coffee. If you let your lead funnel run out of leads, you'll suddenly get busy, and then like a flatlining patient. You have to keep the leads coming in while you're busy. It's hard to do, and sometimes you're tired. If you can embody some of those things and generally embrace the idea of these things, you will likely be successful. Royal LePage is family.